Hello guys, welcome to my channel, and today we are going to sew this type of dress. It is called Plunging halter neck dress, and as you can see, this is the type of fabric that I will use. You can use any fabric of your choice. For the pattern, I will mark my shoulder measurement, which is 9 inches. Then I will come down by 1 inches. Then I will mark my neck, which is 3 by 3 inches for the front and 3 by 1 for the back, and then I will draw it and then curve it for my neck. I'll mark my shoulder slope like that. So this is just a basic pattern. You can just draw any basic pattern that you know. And then I will mark my armhole depth, which is 8 inches for the plus size. If you're small size, just use 7 inches. Just use 7 inches. Then I will mark my chest measurement, which is 11.5 inches, and then I will mark it like that. And then I find the middle point from that armhole, and then I'll come in by 0.75, and then I'll mark it like that, and then I'll make a curve just like the basic pattern. From there I went down by 18 inches, which is my half measurement. You can use 17, 16 depending on your size, and then I come down by 10 inches, which is my hip length, and then I will mark it like that. On the waist area, I'll input my waist measurement, which is 10.5, and then on the hip I'll also input my hip measurement, which is 12.75, and the full length. But the dress I will extend it on the fabric, and then you are going to mark a curve from waist to the hip. You can just make a straight curve, or you can just mark like how I am doing. You can just curve it like that and then straighten all the way down. From the chest area, you can come down by 2 inches or 1.5 inches depending on your size, and then on the armhole area I am going to come by 0.75, and then I'll mark it, and then I will connect it. That is for the back area. The back will have just like the opening, so I was just marking the opening. And on the shoulder area, you can find the middle, and then you just mark it like that so that you can connect with the new point for the armhole. I hope it's very understandable. Then you are going to connect from the neck area up to the chest area, like how I'm doing. You can just make a straight connect, or you can just curve it like that, and then you are going to finish by marking that line, diagonal line, for the back. Also, you are going to extend this line like how it was before the diagonal. I hope it's understandable, and that is what we are going to use, so that when we are sewing, it does not stand out bad. It will come just straight. I hope it's understandable. And then I'm going to cut everything. So as you can see, I did not add any seam allowance to my pattern because I'm going to add it on my fabric. So just don't worry and do not forget that. I am going to take my fabric, and then I'm going to cut that piece on my fabric. You are going to fold into 2 so that you can have the front pattern. Just watch careful of what I am just doing. So I left about 2 inches for my allowances. You can just left about 1, 2 or more, and I'll also add seam allowances to the neck and to the armhole area. And then I'm going to fold my fabric so that I can have a long dress. My dress was 6 inches the full length. So this is how the front look like, and I'm going to cut the back. I will also repeat the same procedure. I'll fold my fabric into 2, and I will make sure when my pattern is on my fabric there is enough spaces for sewing allowance on the neck, on the armhole, and also on the sides, like how we did on the front. So I just use my front fabric as a reference so that I can get enough spaces as you can see it. So you're going to take your fabric and then you're going to fold that area that I told you about it for the back. I hope it's understandable. And then you are going to mark it to make it like that. Make sure you leave 1/2 inches for the allowance on the back. Just watch the procedure very careful because it is very simple. So here is how they look like. You can see this is the back and that one is the front. So I am going to cut the lining for the back and for the front. So the lining for the back, the length, you can make any length that you want. For me, I used the about 8 inches. Just trace everything like how you see me doing. Just they are so simple tutorial, like you can understand just by watching. So I'll start by sewing the lining pieces for the front with right side facing each other. Before I do that, I went to measure my shoulder area, which is 4 inches, and then I'm going to sew the stripes on the front, which you'll then turn a knot so that you can make that halter neck style. So my band will be like 3 inches, and here I'm cutting a 7 wide band with a length that you will choose from 20, 21 up to 25. So me, I used about 28 to 30, but the width was about 7 inches. I hope it's understandable, guys. So you're going to sew the bands, leaving 3 inches only. So this is how you sew the bands, and then you cut a diagonal at one end, and then you turn your band, and then I'm going to show you how to attach them. After removing the excess fabric and turning my band, I'm going to place it that way, and then I am going to place the lining like that, and then you are going to use a pin to help you, or you can just sew it before you continue with anything. I'll repeat the same procedure to the other band, and then I'll come and show you. So when you are placing the band, since the bands they're about 3 inches and the shoulders is 4 inches, then you are going to sew with 1/2 inch all the way. So you're going to sew that way, like how I'm showing, all the way, and then you are going to stop there. So this is how it looks like after sewing, and then I'm going to notch the areas all around, and especially on that V neck area. Make sure you go close to the thread, but do not cut the thread. Just be careful and just watch what I'm just doing. So I'm going to turn my dress, and this is how it will look like. Make any adjustment if necessary, and then I'm going to iron it so that it can stay well, and then I am moving to the back. I repeat the same procedure for the front to the back. Just sewing the lining with right side facing each other. You'll come and you notch all around, and then we'll continue. So I'm going to sew the front area with the back area, just like how you see me doing. Just use any sewing technique that you have. You can just sewing just normally, and you make sure to use iron if your fabric is having any trouble. So this is how you are going to sew. You are placing the right side facing each other, starting from the linings, and then you are going to sew all the way down. You see, so that when you turn everything, it will just come nice as it is. After turning on the sides, you can just make a notch here so that it can stick well, but it is not necessary. For this dress, I did not do that, but you can do that if you think it's necessary. And then I'm going to try my dress and decide where I want my slit to end, and then I'll come back and show you. After trying, I noticed that my dress was a little bit loose, like 1 inch. So I'm just going to make that adjustment, like how you see me doing. I'm just marking and marking, and then I'll sew so that it can fit well. So for the dress, for the slit, I decided to use 30 inches. And how you're going to do it, you are just going to mark anywhere that 30 inches. But the slit, how you're going to determine the slit, you're going to take the wideness of the dress, which for me it was 26, and then you mark half of 26, which is 13 inches, and then you mark again that 13 inches, which is 6.5. So it's just you take that wideness, which is 26, divided by 4, and then you are just going to determine if you want it to stay on the right or left, anywhere, and then you mark that 6.5, because for me 26 divided by 4 is 6.5. Then you mark that 6.5, and then from that 6.5 you're going to mark 3 inches inward to the center. So if you mark that 6.5 starting from the left, then you mark again 3 inches going to the right. I hope it's very understandable. As you can see, I'm just going to fold my fabric from that 6.5, and then I will measure 1.5 all the way down. As I was just explaining, from that 6.5, if you came in to the front, to the center by 3.5, that is where you get the slit. So this is the same process. I was just explaining the cutting. So this is how it came out, and I'm going to sew on that slit by 1/2 inches. Just fold once with 1/2 inch, and then you fold it twice, and then you hem it all the way, and then I'll finish by hemming also the down part, and then I'm going to try my dress. Also remove any excess fabrics that you don't want, and then my dress is complete. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my next videos. If you didn't see my other tutorials, just click on my channel and watch my other tutorials. I hope they are very helpful, and please share with people who do you think this tutorial it will be helpful for them. Thank you. Also, I made a small adjustment on the armhole so that it can fit me. Bye. Thank you. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment if there is anything. Thank you.